Welcome, everyone. Today we're diving into the terrifying world of Bird Box, a thriller where seeing means dying. A mysterious force is wiping out humanity. If you even look at it, it's over. Mallory, blindfolded, prepares two kids for a dangerous journey. Never take off your blindfold, she warns, or you will die. Now they must travel through a deadly river, guided only by sound, where even one mistake could be their last. As the film Bird Box starts, we see a woman talking to her children. Her children seem so scared. Their house was covered from all sides. All windows, doors, and spaces were covered. Her name was Mallory. She has forbidden her children from looing outside. I am going to cover your eyes so that you don't see the outer world. After it, she ties a blindfold on her children's and her eyes. She picks up a bow having birds in it. She carried the box because those birds were able to locate that creature. She had tied a rope in front of her house. She comes to the edge of a stream with help of it. She had also tied a boat there. 3 of them sit in the boat with closed eyes. Mallory was rowing the boat according to the flow of the water. The scene changes with it, and we see a scene from 5 years earlier. Mallory is an artist, and she is gonna deliver the baby in a few days. She mostly stayed at her home. While painting, her friend comes to her and asks her to watch the news. It is about the virus that is causing people to attempt suicide. Mallory acknowledges that it took lives of many people, but she ignores this. She thinks people might be dying naturally. Then she goes to a doctor. She tells her that her baby is normal and is soon to come. As she comes out, she sees a woman hitting her head on a glass, as if she was willing to take her life. It makes Mallory scared. She sits in a car with her friend. She notices that virus has infected their country as well. People are taking their lives. They are dying after hurting themselves in a different way. While going to the house, Mallory's friend sees a strange thing. As she sees it, her eye color and facial expression change. She seemed scared and worried. She was driving wildly. It causes an accident in their car. Mallory's friend gets out of the car and attempts suicide by coming in front of a car. Mallory gets upset witnessing everything. Her best friend got killed here. Seeing Mallory standing there, a woman offers her to come inside her house. But then we observe that the eyes of that woman were also changing. She sits in a burning car. She is set on fire and dies. Then a boy named Tom comes there who helps Mallory by taking her inside a house. There were other people too. He asked them to close all the doors and the windows. Cover your eyes so that you don't see the outer world. Now we see another expected woman. She was also very sad. The movie gets back to the present time when one day has passed since Mallory left. She had some necessary stuff and food items. Mallory used to cover her face under a sheet if she wanted to talk to her children or do something. She talked very politely after untying her blindfold. Here she hears a man's voice. His eyes were bare. He seemed so weird. They were compelling them to untie their blindfolds. Mallory feels negativity. Mallory starts shooting towards that voice. When Mallory doesn't listen to him, he comes beside her boat and tries to untie her blindfold. But suddenly, Mallory stabs him to death. Then they set out. We see past again. A scene from that house where 1 month had passed since Mallory came here. Meanwhile, many people got killed outside. As many people were living in the house, eatables were going short. They were worried about their survival. They think of ways to bring food from outside, but everyone's eyes were closed. The house owner tells them about the CCTV cameras outside the house. If we use them, nothing will happen to us. Everyone agrees. The house owner says that I want to experience it by myself first. Tie me with a chair and go outside. They do the same, and he starts watching the CCTV footage. He doesn't see anything in the starting, but we see that his facial expressions began to change. He had seen that creature. He falls down and hits his head hard to the ground to attempt suicide. Everyone understood that this creature will harm you if you see it with the bare eye or with the camera. But it was necessary for them to bring food from outside. They had to go to the grocery store. They sit in a car and covers its back camera so that they don't be able to see their surroundings. They cover all windows of the car too. They were using GPS. Their eyes were covered, but in order to go to the grocery store, they were supposed to untie their blindfolds or find out the way to go outside. Somehow they collect many things from the grocery store. It could help their living for many days. They get back home. There were a boy and a girl who wanted to bring their food by own. They go to the grocery store in a car. Mallory, an other woman's baby, was about to come. A man starts knocking at their door loudly. He was asking them to allow him to come into the house. Everyone wanted to let him in except an old man who was considering him infected. As he comes inside, they check him. He tells them that I was also living in a house before. But then some people captured the house. They came from the mental hospital. They were mad, and if they see that creature, it wouldn't affect them. Their minds were unable to analyze it. Therefore, it didn't affect them. They wanted us to untie our blindfolds. They made everyone do this, and people started suiciding. I came here after running for my life. Everyone feels pity for him. Then we see that baby of Mallory and that other woman was about to arrive. They take them to the upper floor, but that outsider man stays on the ground floor. He seemed so strange by his acts. Some strange sketches were in front of him, and he was a patient of a mental hospital. Everyone was upside, so taking advantage of it, he starts opening the doors and windows. Then he comes upside. Then we see that Mallory has a son and that lady has a daughter. He opens the window of their room as well. They weren't believing this. An old lady goes to stop him, but that bad guy opens her eyes to let her see. As she sees outside, she suicides. On the other side, the woman who gave birth to a daughter also takes her life. Now that man moves towards Mallory to kill her. But right then, Tom comes there. Then we see that only Tom, Mallory, and those two children are left in this house because Tom had killed that guy. Then we see that Tom and Mallory take care of these children as parents. They were living with utmost care. They were explaining to their kids not to untie their blindfolds. They had a rope tied with their house. They had them too so that when they go outside, they find their house easily. Then we see that mental hospital escapers are still there who want to kill them. They save themselves from them. If they feel hungry, they go to other houses using this rope and find food. 5 years had passed since they were surviving. One day, they hear the voice of a mental patient. They come inside saving themselves from it. Then they hear somebody's voice on the radio. He claimed that he was with other people. I have a lot of eatable stuff with me. If you people need any kind of help, I am here. Here is my address. You are welcome to collect anything you need from this location. Tom brings out the map and starts searching. He thinks if we go to his house using the stream so it would be easier. He makes a boat for this purpose. Mallory says that it might be a trick by those mental people. Who would want to be with us in a difficult time when they are short of food themselves? Then we see that Tom and Mallory in need of food and medicine, so they go outside. While going, some mental people stop them. They move forward to kill them. Tom fights with them and asks Mallory not to get worried and go inside the house. If I don't come back in a few minutes, take the children to the boat then. He reminds her to go to that place when she'll find those people. Tom fights with the mental people a lot. During this fight, those mental people untie Tom's blindfold, but Tom somehow shoots them. Unluckily, that creature also comes there. Tom looks at it mistakenly. Now his eyes were also changing. He grabs his gun and shoots himself. This was a sad scene. Then we see Mallory, when she sees that time has passed and Tom hasn't come yet. Then that woman saturates, explaining to her children as this was a scene from starting. Then we see that they were going into the river. Then we see that man who tried to kill them. His eyes weren't covered, but still alive. Then we see the further journey, that how hard they travel. They had been traveling for 2 days. They were also running out of food. And then suddenly, there is a storm in the water. The speed of the water was getting very fast. Mallory sees the map under a sheet, so she finds out that she's so near to that place. Passing through this place is the most dangerous. Then we see that the boat capsizes because of the speed of the water. Those children fall into the water. Then Mallory finds the children by their voices and puts them back in the boat. Now we see that Mallory and her children had arrived in a forest. Now they were walking there. This man said, "I have a lot of birds," so she was chasing the sounds of birds. Now she begins to hear the sound of those strange creatures. She runs away from there and falls down. Her children had gone away from her, but somehow she found them and started walking again. It was very difficult for these people to reach this place. Mallory knocks at the door and they call them inside. They check to see if she's mental or not. Then they take off their blindfolds and check their eyes to check they're fine. Then they are called in. Mallory was no longer blindfolded. She finds a lot of normal people there. There were also trees and plants. That place was a blind school and they were still safe because they couldn't see. These people created a small world inside the school. When Mallory's children see this, they get happy. Because it was the first time they had seen children like themselves and these plants. Then we see that Mallory and her children started living here, and they survived. The movie ends here. Thanks for watching.